Hello everyone, welcome to PokerDeals TV, heads up battle between me and Matt. So far managing to maintain the lead. Matt will be looking to close the gap today. Otherwise we're going to be getting close to the give up territory with 10 or 11 games. So all to play for today.
You're 3 ahead, right? Or is it 4?
No, I'm like 6 ahead now.
I don't think that's true. I'm sorry. I don't say this every week, but you've got to be fudging the numbers somewhere in the middle. We need an independent adjudicator to check the scores and give us the true numbers, you know.
Those are the true numbers, mate. Maths don't lie. Maths don't lie.
It's not convinced. But anyway, it's fine. If you're 6 ahead, it gives you a false sense of security that you're having it easy and you're going to be finishing me off soon, but it's not going to be like that.
You played yesterday live, right? First game in a while, 5-handed at the local casino.
I did.
You said you had some interesting hands.
Yeah, it wasn't really that fun. Just basically ended up always having to fold on the river, but getting told I made right folds. But you know, you never know how it is.
That's what Luke always says.
What does Luke always say?
He always says good fold every single time. So it's like, dude, you obviously can't be in that every time you play a hand.
No, I mean the guy. They told me what they had specifically, so maybe. But just one was. I'll tell you the whole hand as we've got 2 minutes till the game starts. So I think we're about 40 to 50 bigs effective. I can't remember exactly. The button opens and for min raise or like min +1, and then I defend queen 4, which is probably the worst queen to defend there. But it's 5-handed, right? Yeah. But it's 5-handed, so you can't really fold too much. King 4-5 rainbow.
Check. 3-bet, mate. If it's your worst queen, 3-bet.
Nah.
You love a 3-bet as well.
I do, but I'm a bit more passive in live play. King 5-4 rainbow. A check. He down bets to like 1/3 pot. So I call, obviously. Turns a queen. Pretty good card. Actually, sorry, it wasn't King 5-4 rainbow. It was King 5-4 with 2 diamonds, 5-4 diamonds.
Because river's a diamond, I assume now.
Yeah. So I forgot like one of the key parts of the hand. So turns an offsuit queen, a check, and then he bets a bit more. He bet 4K into about 6. Well, he bet less than 4, but it was around 2/3 pot. And I raised quite big. I think he bet 3,700. I made it 11 something, 11.3, 11.4, and he tanked for like a million years and then called. And then the river was the 7 of diamonds, which is a pretty bad card for me. So I checked, and he thought for ages, and then he bet 7K into about 30. So I was just like, whatever, and folded. And he turned over King 7, so he rivered a slightly better 2-pair than me. So that was quite annoying.
Yeah, it's pretty tilting. Oh, we have the first all in. Just a shove, not even a 4-bet, just a jab, mate. Just a jab.
Yeah.
Well, I can't call with this.
Good.
I'm guessing you didn't want to see that.
I mean, if you call, it's okay. I mean, probably a coin flip, but you can call. That was definitely not in the GTO playbook. That was I came here to play. And then the second one that was slightly interesting was very similar situation. Guy opens the button. This time I think I had 40 bigs effectively. Defend with King 5 off with the King of Spades, which will become relevant.
I missed the start of the hand.
Too busy thinking about something else.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you again as I'm feeling generous. So 40 big blinds effective. Yeah, following. You're useless for this because you're always you can't multitask.
No. You'll have to wait till we get a bit of space.
Or you could just learn to multitask.
That would be more useful
for everybody.
Yeah, for the viewers as well.
Can't walk and chew bubblegum at the same time, can you? As they say.
Right, continue.
No,
40 BB effective.
Because in 20 seconds you're gonna have to time back again for another 5 minutes. Because you can't
I just can't do it. I just can't do it.
Useless.
Folded a good King X there, mate, did you? Good King X, no?
On the previous one.
He had a strong pair for sure.
What did you have? That's the question.
That would be nice to know, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's why I asked. I mean, if you had better than one pair, then yeah, you were winning. If you didn't, then obviously I had it.
Yeah, it was a good.
Wasn't really a big fan of the 45 over bet on the river.
No, you didn't like that one.
Well, no. I liked it even less because that came out of the Matt Adams playbook, and I've told you before about copying me. Maybe I can tell you this hand again, but I'll tell you in streets between hands. So like, I'll tell you one street of action, and then we'll play a hand, and I'll tell you another street.
Exactly. That's good.
All
One
right.
street of action. Wait for the action to finish, and then all good.
All right, let's do it that way then. So, 40 big blinds effective. Chris?
Yeah.
40 big blinds effective. Wait. No, now I need to delay this.
Oh, now you need to think.
Yeah, but I have to think very less frequently than you do in these things. So. Okay, good. So 40 big blinds effective, and the guy opens on the button to like 2.5, and we defend King 5 offsuit, which is pretty normal. King 2-3, rainbow, nope. King 2-3 with 2 spades.
King 2-3 with 2 spades.
Yeah, and we've got King 5 with the King of Spades.
Okay.
So we check, and the guy c-bets, just normal size, like 50% or something. So we call. Turns the Queen of Spades, which is obviously a very interesting card. So we check, and at this point, I've probably got about 30k in my stack, and he has slightly more. We have quite similar amounts of stuff hand. And the pot is about 13k, and he bets 11k, so basically like almost full pot.
On turn.
Mm.
So King 3-2 Queen.
With 3 spades now, and we have the King of Spades. And he bet 11, and we have 30 total. Yeah, that's what I thought too. I had tanked in this hand for a very long time. I had a lot to think about.
Well, you have the King of Spades, right?
I have the King of Spades, yes.
Yeah, you can't fold.
Okay, but I mean, what I thought at the time that maybe all 3 options were open, considering his bet sizing. But what would be like your merits for between shoving and calling, or would you never even consider shoving and just always call?
top pair and the spade.
In a button versus blind
because then you're
situation when you're playing 5-handed.
The thing is, you're turning your hand into a bluff, so I'm not sure I like that.
I mean, I thought about this for a long time. My other thinking was, obviously, when I defend out the big blind and it's king 2-3, and then the turn is queen, I have a lot of draws, like low straight draws. I have a lot of really weak pairs. So I think he can also be bombing with ace-10, ace-jack with a spade by upsizing, hoping that I just decide to go with it or fold. And then at least if I go with it, he gets the call, and then he's already committed himself by betting so much on the turn.
As in you think he bet calls like ace-jack, ace-10 with an ace of spades or something?
I mean, I would assume he does, which is why he bets so much, because he doesn't want to bet a lower amount and have me shove, and then he's priced out with his huge draw. That was something else I thought about at the time.
Or he can just bet fold knowing that you never shove over there with because he probably doesn't expect you to just shove over with the... that's a very big bet, Mr. Adams. That's a very big bet, isn't it?
Well, I was just talking about what big oversized bets mean, so you can do what you want with that information.
Oh, it's a big bluff, wasn't it?
It wasn't.
Big size.
It wasn't
big size, big bluff.
I wasn't bluffing.
Well, you didn't have a 10. I mean, what, you check raising a 9?
I was semi-bluffing. Yeah, so... What?
All right, flipping, and Matt hits the ace. Diamond's not what we want to see. And a 5. That sucks. Built such a beautiful lead and couldn't get it through.
First flip I've won for weeks.
God damn it. Huh?
First flip I've won for weeks. Yeah, so anyway, so he bets 11k, and I think for ages, and I decided to just call because of some of the reasons that we just spoke about. Like, I probably didn't think he was folding, and I also thought if I call that big bet on the turn, I also don't think he's going to bluff the river, like just wildly bluff if the river happens to be a brick. So I figured that I might also get a free showdown and not have to risk everything. So I had a good hand, I just can't pull it off. So I call, and the river's a brick. It's a nothing card. I don't make another pair, I don't make a flush, I don't make anything. It's like a 9 or something, just completely irrelevant. So I check, and he goes all in.
A 9 is not that relevant though. He's probably going to barrel jack 10 suited, right?
All right, it wasn't a 9. It was literally irrelevant, like a 7. Let's go with 7.
Literally a brick.
It's a complete brick. So I check, and he shoves, and I fold because that feels like the right thing to do eventually. And he said he had king queen. I guess king queen with no spade because I have the king of spades and the queen of spades is on the turn. So. So basically two times where people had 2 pair, and I couldn't really do much about it. I don't think I can.
It depends on the player as well. Like if it's some young kid in a hoodie, he's going to have way more bluffs, right? If it's like some middle-aged guy who doesn't look like he's played that much poker or like done much study, then it depends who it is.
I don't know. I just didn't really think I could do anything. I think I lost the minimum in every pot. I did lose one annoying pot actually at one point, where I opened king 8 suited under the gun, and the big blind defended, and it was king 4 deuce, rainbow, and I bet he checked, and I bet tiny on the flop, like 25%, like really, really tiny, and he called. Turn was another 4. He checks, I check. River's a brick, like in 10 or something, and he basically full pots it. Just hands too good and too under rep to fold, so I called, and obviously he had a 4. So that's that one.
Doesn't sound like a fun tournament, really.
It wasn't.
But you must have enjoyed. You must have enjoyed the
everyone
five-handed.
just kept having it every time I got into.
But you must have enjoyed the five-handed element. That must have been super good. Like, how was that? Weren't people just like really bad?
It just folded a lot, to be honest. I didn't really have that many good hands.
But five-handed, I mean, you must be playing.
Yeah, no, it started amazing actually. I think the first 5 hands I played, I won all 5, and then just kept losing.
From there, it was just downhill.
Yeah. I'll tell you how I busted, and then we'll talk about another hand that I played where I made a bluff where I wasn't sure if it was any good or not. I thought it was alright. So I busted with 13 bigs. I shoved ace 9 under the gun, and then some guy starts tanking. The guy next to me starts tanking for ages, who was some fish. So I knew as soon as he started tanking, he had a better hand than me. And he tanked and slowly, and eventually he calls. He has ace queen. I was like, yeah, that didn't need a tank. Just a cool pass.
He tanked.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's how I busted, and I even hit a 9 as well, and it was still no good. So,
oh, that's even more annoying.
Okay, so this other hand. So we're quite deep. So I think we have about 50 or 60 bigs in this hand. And folds onto the small blind, who's like, okay, he's not amazing, but you can tell he's played a few times and he has something going on. And he raises from small blind. Wow.
That was a bit of a loose cannon bluff there, mate, with the ace 9 suited.
It was definitely not a loose cannon bluff. That was a good one. You have too many 2s and 5s.
1 in 7 minutes.
Don't know. That queen high call on the flop is pretty questionable, I would say, from you.
No, it's definitely not. 100% that is a call.
Where's these charts you keep on this PC?
It's not going to tell you post flop.
No?
No, it's just pre-flop stuff.
Cheating. Anyway.
It's true, actually. It'd be good to build like a GTO flop chart, like just of the various chart. I guess it'd be a bit difficult. But it was something I used to do a lot. The charts were so good. I used to build charts for in-game. Super useful. Especially when you have all the HUDs. You could have all the GTO benchmarks, mark stats, stick them on the various levels. Super useful against regs.
I guess we can talk about this hand then, as you can actually listen rather than.
Yes.
No.
Go for it, mate. Come on, tell us what happened.
Okay, so the 60 bigs.
Telling you what. How many? 60.
I think 60. I can't really remember.
All right, 60 bigs deep.
Guy opens small blind, like 2.5 or 3x. We defend with ace 6 off because why not?
Yeah, you're having a lot of big blind spots, aren't you?
Well, you're playing 5-handed. You're in the big blind a lot, so yeah.
Yeah. It just so happens that all the ones you've relived are all big blind spots. All right, a6. Let's go. We cool?
King 4. No, it was King 7-5, I believe, or King 8-5. One of those two.
Bet cool.
Yeah. But it was 2 diamonds on the flop.
Do we have a diamond?
2 black cards. Not
okay.
Two.
Bet cool.
He bets, we go, I think he bet like 2k or something, somewhere around half pot.
Okay.
So we cool, obviously. Turns to 6, so we now have third pair. Obviously not in love with it, but you know, it's better than we had on the flop. He checks, we check behind. Makes sense. River's another 5. So the board is now King 8-5, 6-5. And he bets 5k, which is about 65% of the pot.
I mean, it's a pretty sucky spot. He's like either just given up and then suddenly decided, wait a minute, I need to win this pot, or he was doing some sort of check on the turn for pot control because the turn hit your range. It depends on the player as well. Like, it's so important depending on who you play.
I said he seems like he's not good, but he's like recreational.
Yeah.
He's not quite social Simon, but he's see, he's a little bit above that. I'd say he's like average hobby reg. You know, plays once or twice a week, but isn't particularly amazing. But knows ranges and 3-bets and stuff like this.
Mm-hmm. So, what did you do?
Oh, I was waiting for you to tell me what you would do.
It's really hard to know because I'd need to see the players in the situation, but
and tank for 5 minutes about it, I guess, and think of all.
Yeah, exactly. Possible. So King 8-5-8.
No, King 8-5-6-5.
King 8-5-6-8-5. King
6-5. King 8-5-6-5.
Well, he shouldn't see bet 5. He could see bet an 8, but a lot of players who are not good at poker generally won't see bet an 8. So he could bet 9s plus maybe. But then is he going to value bet that on the river with an 8? You have like 8s in your range.
8s.
You have 5s in your range as well. You could conceivably raise the river, trying to get him to fold a king.
Now you're thinking.
But then I would just ask, like, is this guy capable of folding? And if I think he's capable of folding, I might go for it.
I would say yes.
Because if he has a strong king, he probably doesn't check raise turn. He's just barreling, so.
I pretty much discounted a king, unless it was a very weak king. And if it's a very weak king, you should fold anyway.
But if you're discounting a king, then you should just call river, right?
Hmm?
If you're discounting a king in his range, like on the river, generally...
You can never discount things, can you? But, like, yeah. I'm almost certain that he would
Have we registered to this game? Oh, it's coming up now, man. Yeah. I was like, God, this is taking a long time. We've had lots of stories going on, and the game is going... I forgot we were in a game there.
I'm such an amazing storyteller, that's why.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, I did think he was capable of folding. I also just thought he was ridiculously capped. Like, he only ever has one pair here. Exactly. I have way more 5s than he does. I have all the straights. He has some straights, obviously, but not as many as I do.
Exactly, and most players are just face up in this spot. They don't generally like check raise ace king on that turn, right? They're just gonna bet, or they're gonna like check call. They're not gonna check raise many hands there. So the fact he doesn't bet, he's probably not trapping you. So
he did actually check raise me on the turn a previous few times,
but he probably just has it.
Yeah, but it was weird. He raised some small blind, like cool. Flop check, turn he checked, so I bet, and then he raised. It was weird. But yeah. So he did do it before. But anyway, I shoved him. I shoved and he got and folded.
He folded?
Yeah.
All right, nice. Bet you're happy with that one. Got the good old Matt Adams big bluff in.
I have to get at least one in per game. Otherwise it doesn't feel like I've played.
No,
that's I just didn't want to call him turn over like 9s or something really annoying like that.
That would be really horrible. Which wouldn't make sense. Like,
from
you
him,
have straights, you have 5x.
Yeah. So I just figured shove was probably the best way to guarantee I'd win. As I could always win just by calling.
Were you sweating?
Mm-hmm. Really. I mean, I was happy when he folded, but yeah, at the time it was just... I was pretty tired, so if he folded, I could have gone home and gone to sleep. Sorry, if he called, I could have gone home and gone to sleep early. So. Wow, you were never folding at any point in that hand, were you?
Nope. What were you just checking down here? Let's have a little look-see. Were you nine suited? Okay.
I mean, you're not going to fold the turn because I'm supposed to bet that turn, so... but I don't have any equity, so I just gave up. There you go. That's a rare sight. And Matt Adams give up. You don't get to see those very often.
It is. I was really wondering what was going on here. I'm like,
Collectors,
okay, I can check
collectors
raise
edition.
turn. I can check raise flop. I can check raise turn. He's not betting a single street. What the hell's going on?
Told you, mate. Always like to keep you guessing. Can't make it easy for you. Busted clubs.
I potentially had showdown, but I figure I have so many sixes in my range as well. It's probably better to turn this one into a bluff.
Only
Could
10.
just, huh?
Only 10. Big blinds.
Yeah, I would bet that with the six anyway. So.
All right. Next time I know not to bluff again, because next time the six will be there.
Trying to tell me you bluffed?
I thought sizing was a factor.
Ah, okay. So you waited too many bluffs to buy. Okay.
No, I just know that bet is the patented Matt Adams 20% pop bet with a bluff. So I thought, as you're in copy mode, it would make sense that you would also.
Now, mate. I have my own moves.
I think that's clearly not true.
No.
Everything that you do, I've seen myself do many times before. So
maybe you're just.
Just.
Yeah, I think we both just do them, but you automatically assume that it was you that did them first.
Yeah, I am just winding you up. I'm fully aware of this. Don't worry. I don't believe I invented the overbet. You're good.
No. Well, my time bank is in good condition, mate.
I know, it's because we've been talking a lot. I haven't been trying to squeeze you as much as normal. Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe because we're talking, you don't have the opportunity to overly think about every single hand, which is good because it speeds the game up, and a more speedy game is better. There was a kid actually on my table yesterday who came after when the first person got busted. The next player to come in was. I'm not going to say he was as bad as you because that's a very high bar, but he was almost as bad as you. Like tanking for ages.
What the hell?
Tanking for ages for just like pre-flop calls and stuff like that. Just speed up, please. It was annoying.
I don't do that on pre-flop calls though.
That's why I said almost as annoying.
Almost. But you're saying I'm more annoying, but I don't do that on.
I had to punish him as well, so I had to get in a couple of 3-bets just to, vicariously punish him.
Nicole is asking you to move a bit to the left so you're in the center. Is that correct, Nicole? Perfect, she says. Perfect, she says.
Trying to think if I can win here just by checking. Whether I should just go for it.
Do you have queen high or something?
Not sure if you fold there or not. I was actually thinking maybe if I talk and then do it, it would look amazingly strong.
It would have been interesting. I don't
That's
think I
what I
could
mean.
fold.
I'm trying to, every week we play, I'm trying to think of different ways to make this a bit more interesting. Like, maybe if I tell him what I'm gonna do before I do it, and you know, or maybe if I like do my thought process out loud and then do something, just to make it all a little bit more different than just a normal game. Yeah, I can't really see any chance of you following any side there on the river. It would have to have been I think a huge bet, and even then you still went not fold. So.
Yeah, I was waiting for it. I was like, this is a spot where Matt likes to put the pressure on.
Yeah, big gun shy after yesterday. After just
yeah, you lost your confidence, lost your cojones.
I mean, constantly running into two pair every single hand will do that to you. Like how, I mean, I was struggling to even make a pair in some spots, and all these guys just turning over two pair every single hand. So yeah, wasn't that fun?
Yeah, it can be like that sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how poker is, you know. Sometimes you're the pigeon,
especially
sometimes
live.
you're the statue.
Especially live, you can go for like hours and hours with just dead hands.
Yeah, but it's okay. I mean, it was fun. I'm probably gonna play again today. Try and have another go.
You played the 100.
Yeah, I mean, basically yesterday was half price, so I'm not even in for 2 bullets. I did actually consider thinking to do another bullet yesterday, but the waiting list was very long. Like they have some real issues down there, like real issues. Like the way they've set up the tournament, it's basically they can only seat 50 people at once, and it's quite deep stacked. So nobody busted for the first hour, I think. And by the first break, which was like an hour and 40 minutes in, I think 2 people are busted. So they had this big long waiting list of people who were waiting to get in, and just no one was going out. And I don't know why they only set up 50 people. It's just not the best organization on that part. So there were people who bought in at the start of the night and came in, you know, only with like 40 big blind stacks, which isn't the best, I think. Nice to see that my running into it constantly is carried over from yesterday into today.
Oh, really?
Well, just getting into spots where no one's ever going to fold.
Oh, we got another flip. Oh, and Matt is hitting the set again. Quads for Matt. Quads.
This is bad.
Not that you needed it.
I'm wasting all my wrong good in this before tonight. I'm just gonna go and just run into it again for the whole thing.
Mate, this is very important. You need to claw back some of the games here, otherwise it's gonna be forfeit and out we go.
Gonna be what? Sorry, forfeit.
Forfeit. Yeah.
If it gets to that point, I think we'll call it what did they call it in tennis when you retirement? It's not forfeit, it's a retirement. Yeah, it's like in tennis when the player can no longer continue because of injury. They don't say that they forfeit; they say they're retired. They're retired from the game.
Yeah, but it's not like you've got a sore hand and you can't click the buttons, mate. It's because you got destroyed.
Listen, if you keep going, I'm actually going to start playing properly one of these weeks.
Oh, I see. I've not been playing properly.
I mean, I've told you from the start. I'm playing to mess with you. I think it's quite clear that I'm not thinking about every single decision that I make as deeply as I would be if this was like a real game. Not to diminish your lead, of course. But...
No, not at all. That's not what you did at all there.
I mean, I'm not going to say your lead is not deserved, but I'm saying
that's more like it. That's more like it. Keep going.
It might not be.
Oh, you're not going to like this one.
No, I'm not. You're right.
Oh, but I blocked some of the outs. Oof, that was a close call there.
Damn. running into it, just like I said.
Oh, you won the 2 flips for like 40
It's
BB
true.
pots.
It's true.
All right, this is
Oh, but
still
now
called as well.
Oh, no.
Oh, 6. Oh, man, I'm the one losing the all-ins. To be fair, that's
Yeah,
three
today's
out
you're
of
the one
4.
being unlucky now. It's true.
Yeah, it's all right. It hasn't busted me, so I'll take them.
That's what they say, right? Lose the ones you can afford to lose, and then win the ones that you can't.
Exactly. Come
What?
on. Well, mate, I have nothing.
That never stopped you before.
Well, I call certain hands there. I can't call this one.
Okay.
There are going to be so many horrible rivers. So many. And we know that Mr. Adams does not like to slow down on his bluffs, does he?
Yes.
He does not like to slow down. I think barrel frequency on that river will be 100%.
Bluffing's fun. Get out of here.
Value Town.
Get out of here with that nonsense. You rivered me.
Oh, mate, you're not going to like this one either.
Oh, for God's sake. Oh, spades.
Oh, you've got the spade draw.
Spades.
No, it's not coming in this time. No way.
How many big pairs do you want to get? Is that aces twice and kings once?
Aces once and kings once, I think it was. Well,
Aces
that's
twice.
the second game. We need to get the third one in. Where's the club lobby? Let's get this game in.
Quick,
1 minute
1
if you
minute.
can get in.
You need to be quick. I'm in.
Yeah, I'm trying to get onto the lobby. It's not allowing me. Oh, it literally just clicked cancelled as soon as I clicked reg.
Idiota.
6 minutes we have.
I can't believe you have. Oh, how do you just always have aces and kings?
Oh, we always have aces and kings.
Wait, how many times have I had aces and kings? Never.
Right, so wait, are we in this game now? You need to click the one. Oh, you are registered, right?
No, I don't know.
No, 550. I'm going to quickly run to the bathroom before we get to this final game. Matt can entertain the crowd, tell them all anecdotes, tell them how he's going to crush me in this final game.
How many anecdotes? I used them all up. Those are my anecdotes from yesterday. I just can't believe how you just always have aces or kings. It's pretty unfair. It would be fair if they were shared out. Oh, Chris. Chris isn't here right now, but I'll tell everyone watching that the game that he's set up for 1450 has been set up for 7 days in the future. But the date is 22nd of October, and today is the 15th. So he'll be waiting a long time for that one to start. You made a mistake.
So what you've been telling the crowd, Matt? Anything interesting?
I told them how you made a mistake. You set up the next game for 7 days' time. So.
Oh God, it is as well.
Yeah, no, I know. I wasn't joking.
It was already on there. That's why. Okay, so we need to do it for 50. So let's see, October 15th, right? 1550. No, it must be 5 minutes later than the current time. Oh, get out of here.
Idiota.
I hate the way it does that.
I hate the way you set up games for a week in advance instead of 5 minutes in advance.
Yeah, I don't know why they're all set like I guess. Okay. Whatever, we'll have to entertain the crowd, Matt.
Wait,
entertain the crowd.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
In 7 minutes at the bottom.
Alright, you entertain the crowd while I just see 1 for 7 days.
Huh?
Yeah, got it now, don't worry.
So what are you up to this weekend? You're going to play the 100 tonight and hopefully get a bit more.
No, it's not 100. It's different. It's the same as yesterday.
You're going to pay 130 this time.
There is no 100 tonight. They have just this thing.
130.
I know. It's actually 150. Outrageous.
Yeah, they're crushing their rake now, eh? They're just putting it up everywhere.
But they still can't afford to put more than 10 tables out, which is, I don't know. Maybe they'll learn the lesson. I hope they'll learn the lesson at least for tomorrow or maybe today, because fair enough, like Thursday evening, maybe not many people want to come like after work, but Friday night obviously more popular. Definitely Saturday more popular. I really hope they don't just have it set up for 10 tables. It's going to be a disaster otherwise.
Yeah.
I was thinking that maybe they don't do it because they have to hire another dealer, obviously, and because it's only 5 people per table instead of 9 or 10. Do you want to have to pay a dealer for a 10-hour shift when you're only bringing in like however much rake it would be from having 5 people on the table? Like
the rake yesterday was standby, right?
Huh?
They should just have dealers on standby.
Like, yeah, but they still have to pay them to be there.
Yeah, I know.
So like the rake yesterday, it was only 10 because it was half price. So if you have a dealer doing a whole shift for 10 hours, and I don't know how much dealers earn, but even if they're like €8 an hour, 80 euros, and if they deal on a table, they only make 50 euros from the rake. So it's like 10 minus EV.
But there's no point in having a half price day if you're not even going to allow people to, if you're not even going to have tables. What's the point? You're like breaking the whole point of the Thursday half day thing anyway, right?
Yeah.
Surely they would have thought about that.
Clearly not, because when I actually went to play the 100 Friday before, a very similar thing happened. We got there at, I don't know, maybe 7, maybe half 7, and we were on the waiting list. Again, just no tables. That one was capped at 40 people. So equally poor organisation.
Well, hopefully tonight will be better. Your second shot in the tournament. Things can only get better, mate.
I was going to say it can't get any worse than this. I mean, so it has to between the last 24 hours of playing poker, I've just been running into good hands all the time. So maybe eventually I'll be on the other side of it, where either someone is running into my good hand or
But at least 5-handed, you're going to get a lot of hands in versus 9-handed. Like, you're going to get a lot of spots, a lot of places to play. So that's the good element, right? I would rather pay much higher rake and play 5-handed than play.
Exactly. Yeah, I was fine with it. So yesterday it was 10 rake on a 60 buy-in, and today is 20 rake on 130 buy-in. So slightly less rake today than yesterday, percentage-wise, but still more than 10%.
Yeah, but it's because it's a 5-handed, isn't it? But I mean, I would.
But I think even if it was 9-handed, the rate could be like this. Like, I remember back in the day, they did the same.
But how was the field like? Because I know that I guess they get used to it now because of COVID, and their only option to play live poker is 5-handed. But I know that like most people, especially the older generation or casual players, are like, oh, I hate 5-handed or I hate 6-handed. They hate short-handed. because I think instinctively they just know they're getting crushed and they don't like it.
Yeah, I've actually been quite unlucky. I think the last two times I've played. So last Friday I played, and to my immediate left I had some young Dutch kid, and then second left.
That's always going to be a fun game, you know, when you've got some young Dutch kid
And
on
then
the left.
second left I had some young French kid. So there was like two good players to my left, but then,
Equally as bad.
but to my right I had two older guys. But it was no use to me because to even get at them I had to get past the two other guys who were young and good as well. And like I'm just getting my blind attacked all the time by the French kid because he knows that if the two older guys play back at him, he's obviously just gonna have an easy fold. Yeah. So he has no worries about getting through that.
I swear, Daniel Minieri it was all down to him that the French just went absolutely nuts, right? It was the most aggressive play you've ever seen in poker, just some complete suicidal moves. And Daniel Minieri, do you remember? He used to wear a scarf. And he was like this young poker player, and he's just ridiculous bluffs. A bit like yourself, actually. Well, there were a lot more, I would say, a lot more maniac.
Okay. I hate to be that guy, but first of all, his name's Dario Minieri.
That's it, Dario.
And second of all, he's not French, he's Italian.
Is he Italian?
Yes.
Oh my God, couldn't have been more wrong. On the name, on the flag.
That's why I was like, who the hell are you talking about?
Putting them all on the same bucket. Maybe it's Italian. They're not that aggressive either, actually.
No, I think Italians are generally quite poor at poker. They've gotten better recently, but
the best is, when they just can't hide the facial expressions.
Well, they do August.
Yeah. Like the board's coming out and the facial expressions. It's just really funny. Like
maybe that's why that Dario kid always used to wear a scarf.
Yeah.
Trying to hide it. So yeah, that was the first week. Good players, and then yesterday, the one guy to my left was not great, but everyone else was alright. Like, I think because it was Thursday and it was like the early bird special, it was more likely to be people who were like half decent than it was to be a bunch of fish.
More likely. All right,
tonight,
next game.
Hopefully it'll be the opposite.
Should be Friday night.
Yeah, I mean that's what. But they also have some on Saturday. They have Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening, so they've got many chances to play.
Nicole, the screen share has crashed.
My screen share has not crashed, just so clear.
Refresh. The whole window has crashed and says not responding, so I'll have to exit and rejoin. Can I do that, or
just hit refresh on the button on the window?
Yeah, no problem. Okay. It's just Google Chrome has just decided not to respond. Don't worry, guys.
And he's gone. I'll play a bit slower until he comes back.
But not strong enough for 100 BB. So it's 2 times you've done that. Interesting tactic. New tactics from Matt Adams this week. New tactics.
New tactic every week, Chris. Told you that. Have to keep it as confusing as possible for you. As I put out on Facebook today, my goal is to just confuse you as much as possible and put you in tricky spots and have you not really know what's going on.
No problem. You can do that, mate. No problem at all.
I think it just shows that while you're in this to win, and I'm in it to.
Let's not pretend we're not in this to win.
Can I finish my point? You're in it to win, and I'm in it to be entertaining and to make this a fun viewing experience for everybody. So. Which is why when we poll who people are cheering for, I'm winning in landslide numbers.
Yeah, should we put the poll out? Let's put it out on Twitter. Who you want to win in the heads up?
I think we should. And I will be the one in charge of monitoring and counting the votes. And not to try and make this stream in any way political. If I do happen to lose, I'm just going to pull a Donald Trump and say that I demand a recount and I won, and all of this other nonsense that he seemed to have spouted.
Fair enough. You can always try. We're not going to accept it, but you can always try. Let's try and get the Twitch chat up. Let's try and get just in case. Going very heavy on the 3-bets this game, mate. Are we trying to claw some of these chips back? So is that what's going on here?
I don't even know what I'm doing, mate. I just see some cards and decide if I like the look of them. Push a button. Right. Professional button clicker. Yeah, I feel like even though I've won quite a lot of all-ins today, I haven't managed to win any matches.
No.
Was it two 50-50s, wasn't it?
2 50-50s, and there was something else.
Not sure. I know I won 2 50-50s and then I lost 2 20-80s, which obviously is to be expected, but
yeah. There was another one as well. I can't remember what it was. Ace 5 versus Ace 6, and you hit the 5.
Yeah, when I had 10 bigs. It's true. That was one of them.
You looked hesitant there.
That's because I was. It wasn't just for show. Yeah, there was some hesitating to be done.
It's another one where you're thinking of turning your hand into a bluff, right? Or bluffing at least.
I have no idea. No,
I hit the 3. I was gonna value that. I should have valued that.
That's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about the Matt Adams 1BB value bet.
I was definitely calling. Obviously.
Trademarked. That's trademarked. No one can steal that. Yeah, I mean, obviously with that hand you're calling, but I was trying to think what you would call with. I was thinking about would you call with Queen High there? If you would call with Queen High, which kickers would you call with? I just decided not to bother. Because I also thought I could end up value timing myself when you have a 5. I think it was a 5. Yeah, maybe you would check for a 5 there. Maybe you would just bet it yourself. So, that's what I was considering.
Heard you clicking. Looked like you were going for it, and then
I was.
Weaseled out. Out of that one.
I was, and I thought better of it. I didn't have enough chips to do it there, so that was unfortunate. When you say weaseled out, do you mean that I weaseled out because you had it, or I weaseled out because I like chickened out and didn't want to do it because I was scared?
Yeah, that's what I meant, but I guess if you don't have the chips, there's not really much you can do.
Weaseled out because I like chickened out, not as in I escaped you having just the absolute nuts. You said I've been aggressive. You've been 3-bet me lows today. But that's fine because the more you 3-bet, the more I just start 4-bet jamming, so it's all good. You don't fancy this tournament yourself this weekend?
No, I have the Stars
yes,
main. That's gonna be really big. 530 PKO. It's like 2.5 million guaranteed prize pool. So
what is it a series or?
Yeah, there's a series. They have a 55 one, which is I think a million guarantee on them.
But what
that should be quite good as well. They just did a knockout series. It's not like a full-on series.
Yeah, not like a WQ or Scoop. So everything's been knockout.
Yeah, but they've kind of just
and some just regular KO, I guess, right?
They're all PKO, I think. But what they've done is just like taken their normal PKO schedule and then maybe just added a few and then just added a main event. So it's like a bit kind of marketing, like this is a series, but really we have these games every single day.
Got it. But have you played other events or just the main?
I haven't played anything.
I was going to say, did you see an increase in the prize pools? But because normally when they put events on, it kind of drags in a few more people, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think they might have increased a bit, especially on the Sundays, but definitely this Sunday because they put it as the main, So yeah, exactly. But this one really is a main. They put big guarantees and
2.5 million. You said.
Yeah.
And how many handed?
8.
And is there another one, or like because normally they do like not small, medium, large, high, low.
They do have a 55 as well, and they have I think a 5k PKO maybe. I'm not sure actually. I need to check.
Yeah, it feels like a proper like WQ main event Sunday, high, medium, and low. Interesting.
We need to get this third one in, mate. We need to send you off with a 3-0.
See, I think that's just a bit mean. Like, I'm going to play a live tournament tonight. Then you want to like pump me up a bit before this.
We need to get all the losses out now. That's what we need to do.
That's what it is. I see.
Yeah. I'm helping you out here. What's this sizing? Normally it's like pot 150% all in. What's this? It's like the worst run out possible for my hand.
I lost the minimum. That's all I care about. See, that was a fun hand.
It was an interesting one.
Well, I probably should just check the river and the turn. I only bet 2.
Yeah, it was.
You want to finish that thought or no?
Yeah, it was a bit speculative. Well, I guess we're just trying to pop control. Well, I guess I fold.
Why do you guess you fold? You say like you made some huge laydown.
No, I didn't. All right, let's go. Let's get this in. Let's get this. It's a good board for you, but we're going to get there all right. And that's the final game. 10 versus A6 suited, getting the win in there for the 3-0.
So just to recap, I shoved it to your aces, your kings, and your tens. That was just fantastic. That's a great day. Lovely. Maybe I'll skip the casino and just go on. Like.
No, you've got all your bad luck out now, mate. That's it. We've eradicated all the bad luck. We've increased the lead, and now you're going to go off and absolutely crush the fish tonight in the game. No problem.
I didn't know you were going.
I made it sound like we were doing it, but yeah, I guess you're going to do it.
No, when you said crush the fish in the game, I said, I didn't know you were going. Like,
sly one.
Just before we finish, that reminds me of one of the best put downs I ever saw at Poker Day, whatever. So I was playing a tournament in England, and it was kind of towards the end of the night, and not near the end, but maybe like 1 or 2 hours before the end of the day. And someone on our table said, "Does anyone know what time day 2 starts tomorrow?" And someone else on the table turned around and said, "Why are you coming to watch?" and I thought that was just very funny.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
Good put down. I appreciate that. That's my sort of put down.
That's a good one for sure. All right. Well, that wraps up today's Heads Up. If you haven't seen the previous episodes, they're all on PokerDeals. We make highlights of all of the streams. We do commentary. Yesterday I was playing spins. We covered the World Championship of Online Poker 5K Main, me and Lucky Luke. So if you are interested in catching those, head over to YouTube. I'm sure you'll enjoy the content. We also have done a transformation of Squid Game. If you've seen Squid Game and you enjoy poker, I'm sure you'll enjoy our transformation of Red Light, Green Light, also on YouTube. Head over there and hit subscribe to make sure you get all of our video content. Thanks for joining, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. And yeah, have a good weekend, everyone.